Hello and welcome to White Lines Football. I'm Jack, I've got Lewis here with me.
Hello.
And today's topic is going to be all about Gillingham and their season. So, Lewis, you went on Sunday, it was a bit nervy at times, probably towards the end especially. What did you make of it?
It was a very enthusiastic introduction there, Jack.
Thank you.
Yeah, if the guys talk about the game itself, it wasn't the best game in terms of quality. No keeper, or Nelson in particular, had to make a save. I think they had one chance from Richards where they put the header just wide of the post, but obviously Josh Wright's penalty miss. You've also got Jake Hesenthal had a shot as well that looked to be going in, but apart from that, there wasn't really much. I mean, we're threatening a bit from crosses, from corners, but at the end of the day, we got a clean sheet. But the thing I found weird was that towards the end we were sort of playing for the point. So Nelson went down, like Nelson caught the ball and he went down, and he just sort of stayed there, and the rest of the fans were like, attack. You can sort of hear it in my vlog I did. You can sort of hear like attack, and like
some
we played for the point.
They needed to win because there wouldn't have been really difference between a 0-0 draw and a 1-0.
Yeah, we could have lost 4-0 or drawn 0-0, and it'd have been exactly the same.
Well, not lost 5 or 6-0.
No, but that's what I mean. We could have lost 4-0, and it'd have been exactly the same because
like obviously at 85th minute you sort of knew that you might as well go for it, and no point hanging on because you're not going to see 4 goals in 5 minutes, are you?
Yeah, and like Port Vale was still drawing 0-0, and that's why at the end it was so tense because we got the point where we should have been going for it, but like all it took was one Port Vale goal and we were down. So I think Port Vale had quite a good chance right near the end, and
yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
obviously at full time, you can see that in the vlog as well.
It'd always been quite a story if Josh Wright, Player of the Year, missed a penalty and then took out, and then that resulted in us sending us down. If Port Vale
makes sense, wouldn't it? Josh
Wright.
So
I thought he was the one that was probably more scared than anyone about whether Port Vale scored a late goal or not.
Yeah, Josh Wright missed the penalty, and then so the man that Edinburgh made captain misses the penalty, and Edinburgh send us down. So but at the end you can sort of see in the vlog as well the fans celebrating at the end because rumours, well, obviously they did, but Fleetwood scored an offside goal. And obviously people like Fleetwood have scored as soon as the full-time whistle went, people going mental, and they hadn't scored, and it's been a bit embarrassing, and we were going, come on Fleetwood. I think Josh started that chant, and then you can hear the Fleetwood fans like, come on Vale. But obviously it's a bit banter. But yeah, the game itself wasn't good in terms of quality. It was a good experience, nice little stadium as well, Sixfields, but it was quite nervy, and I think we were quite lucky, to be fair. Again, it was no doing of our own, really. I mean, it's obviously positive we stayed up, so we won't turn it too negative, but it's no doing of our own because we relied on Fleetwood to get a job done.
Obviously, I've never been to Sixfields myself, but what I saw obviously on your video, it wasn't quite as big as like Charlton, was it? Like
no,
it wasn't quite. It was like Gill's size, would you say? Priestfield size?
No, Priestfield's a bit bigger. I think Sixfields had
capacity?
I think it's about 7,000 or something like that.
Yeah, quite a bit lower. What was the attendance? Was it quite considerably lower than Gill's?
Actually, the capacity might be a bit higher, but attendance was about 7,000, I think.
Yeah, Gill's bought a grand, hasn't they?
Yeah, 1,054.
It's a good way to support that one, boys.
But yeah, it was a nice stadium. There was a family section, there was the away stand, and then there was like the main bit, which was sort of like our midway stand, which was the top left for them.
It looked fairly set out the same as Gill's, apart from like the stands obviously looks a bit lower.
And they've got a roof.
They didn't really have a main one. Over the away fans.
Yeah, they've got a roof.
Oh, that's good of them.
Yeah, but so basically today we're going to give a rundown of the season. Obviously we're safe, which is the main thing. I think it'll be a bit different if we're in League Two. Obviously stories would not be as happy, and we would be looking down and probably be saying goodbye to a few players for next season.
Yeah. But such a difference as well, isn't there? Like in terms of playing Cheltenham Town at home or Rotherham at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or Wigan at home, for instance.
Yeah, but if you're looking at the season as a whole, you only did one away game, didn't you? You did Charlton.
Yeah, I did Charlton. Yeah.
I did 3. I did Southend on the first day, Charlton towards the end, and Northampton on the last day.
As well. Gill's Spurs, sorry.
Yeah, Spurs.
I suppose that sort of counts.
Yeah, but you didn't go the first day, did you? You were on holiday.
I was on holiday, sadly. Yeah, I missed it. I missed J. Manuel Thomas's brilliant debut.
Yeah. We'll go and talk about him a bit later, but in terms of the start to the season, it was all we could have wanted, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, like obviously, like first game of the season, like a 3-1 win away to a club that did well in the end. Obviously, like there were good performances. Like obviously, I didn't go, but J. Manuel Thomas, he had a really good day, and obviously he.
I think Phil Brown came out after that game and said if Gills can keep J. Manuel Thomas fit, they'll be right up there.
Yeah. Like, and so obviously, it filled a lot of fans with confidence. Osadebe scored, which is quite a good goal, wasn't it?
It was a good goal.
Quite recently.
Good assist by Jet, but I was surprised to see him in the team on the first day. I remember because they were playing with a diamond and there was sort of Josh Wright at the bottom, Mark Byrne and Billy Knott either side, and then Dak behind the strikers, and I was sort of expecting that, but Osadebe came in for Knott for that game, and he actually impressed, to be honest. And it was looking good.
It's always positive when like a player who isn't always like guaranteed first team football would always like put a performance in when when called upon, sort of thing. But obviously that sort of shows that they've got a good squad there, and obviously that sort of shows what at the start of the season.
I think in centre midfield they've got some good options.
Yeah,
you talk about Gillingham.
Probably. Yeah,
you're talking about obviously the four that started the game: Wright, Osadebe, Dak, and Byrne, and then there was also Hesenthaler not there, Aaron Morris not there. Off the top of my head, I can't think of much more, but Wagstaff had played there at times. But
Old Acre.
Yeah, Old Acre, yeah, that's true. He couldn't get in the squad, and that's another situation, obviously. But it was a good start because Southend only just about finished outside the playoffs, didn't they, as well?
Yeah,
it's more of a local game.
Well, yeah.
And then, of course, we did the same to them a few days later.
Yeah,
3-1 again.
Yeah, that was
Jeremy Manuel Thomas brace.
Same thing, wasn't it? They went like 1-0 down. They came from behind.
Yeah, but it felt good. It felt like I know this is stupid. Like, do you remember me saying to you, I don't think we're going to lose this season?
Yeah, and he said about how Emmanuel Thomas, but like, obviously, I don't know, like if you followed his career, like you sort of knew that he'd put games like that in. Yeah, and you knew that he'd have good ones and he'd have games where like possibly he didn't really strike the rest.
Well, it's like against Shrewsbury when he scored that goal, isn't it? Like he just he just grabbed it by the neck and scored. Like
it's a shame really because he had such. Because when you look at the start of the year, like look at the squad, and like Jeremy Thomas is the player to have in League One.
It was a big name.
Yeah, and like I know he's a bit disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the end.
Like,
I mean, he left as our top scorer.
He's got such talent, and like I feel like obviously he left us with top goal scorer, but I still feel like he could have done a lot more.
Yeah, I think I heard rumours that he was sent back because he went for Pennock at half time, or that he just wasn't interested. He was in the bar. Obviously, Pennock came out after the Northampton game at the end of the season and said Jet was one of them that wasn't interested. That's why he went back, which is, I suppose, understandable because he said that there was a poison in the dressing room and he wanted to eliminate that as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably see that, to be honest. Like, Emmanuel Thomas being the one to cause it.
Yeah, but he went back. So the season as a whole, it's sort of, it was clear from last season, 2 players that went back, or 2 players that we didn't have on our books anymore that we had last season. John Egan, Adam El Abd, both played big roles last season for different reasons, and we didn't really replace them, did we?
No, like at the start of the season it did look a bit cagey, didn't it? Because they didn't really have the centre halves in. Yeah,
they were starting with Oshilaja, Neymar, and then Josh Pass came in.
That was a lot of the season, wasn't it? A lot of the start of the season, and I was sort of watching, thinking it's very average. Like, I don't think if Jules let him go, like don't think any other League One club would want him. Maybe he'd be good if you're pushing, if you're like playoffs in League Two, but like top half of League Two. But I don't really know if the centre half partnership was really good enough for this league. And like obviously they changed it about a bit because they weren't keeping clean sheets for ages. And it didn't really anyway towards the end of the season at all, really. So obviously he had to change it. It always did look very it looked very vulnerable, I felt.
I mean, the defence was never settled, was it? I mean, it started off with Jackson, Amor, Oshilaja, Konchesky, but people wanted Garmston back. There was obvious that there was that status of El Abd, which obviously we don't know the ins and outs, but I'm surprised we didn't go in for him at the end of the season.
Yeah. Obviously, it must have been quite easy to compete with like Shrewsbury.
Yeah, because they only finished just above us.
Really, yeah.
But yeah, there was always that, and then Josh Pass came in, looked okay in his first couple of games. Then he had that handball against Sheffield United.
He always looked quite weak, but I mean, he was never going to be good enough. But he was just another option, I suppose, wasn't it at the time? Yeah. So was it Edinburgh at the time? Was it Edinburgh at the time?
Edinburgh at the start of the season.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and obviously he brought him in, and obviously he gave him a chance to move it around and change it about, and then obviously, and you had Konchesky at left back, who was a funny one really because.
He looked okay to start, and then you could sort of tell he was old. He was being asked at times to play left wing back and getting up and down the pitch.
He was really small and thin, compared to what I imagined him to be. He didn't really compete in the air very well. He was a lot smaller than I thought, a Premier League former player. And what didn't get me about him as well was all his like FA Cup final goals and all his Europa League like games or whatever, and like some of the basics, like his like control sometimes just let him down and it just like roll out for a throw because he couldn't control like a pass from the air sort of thing, and like he just couldn't. And like sometimes like some basic things he just couldn't do, and I don't know, I expected a lot better.
Yeah, there was defensive problems that were clear, and we actually ended up only keeping 3 clean sheets in 46 games.
Yeah.
Could you name them off the top of your head?
Rochdale at home.
Yep.
Northampton away.
Yep.
And
it's quite early on.
Another home one, wasn't it?
Swindon at home.
Swindon
Junior Nil, I believe.
Really?
Early on in the season. Yeah, but yeah, that was clear. Pennant came in, never really sorted out the defensive issues, which we'll go on to because I know, obviously, we're going to talk about Zesh Roman a bit later. But
oh yes, I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, we stayed up, but I've got this document here produced by Reese Hurd. Shout out to him. You can follow him on Twitter. He's basically written down all of the problems at Gillingham this season, which sort of made it an embarrassing season. So I'd just like you to give your views, and we'll talk about each one.
Okay.
Not spend too long on each one because there's a lot, because it was a mess of a season. But yeah, start off with the Jamie O'Hara situation. So if you're not aware, Jamie O'Hara signed, big name, ex-Premier League player, and he obviously has injury troubles, and then he is asked to leave the club because he had injury problems, and obviously ended up in Big Brother, now at Billericay Town. So
I sort of know, like, obviously it was a problem, but I sort of look back at like them problems that we had. I don't really consider that as big as some of them.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't really feel like
it was disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't really think it's enough to say that like it's destroyed Gillingham's season.
No, I agree. It was just disappointing because I was like, oh, Jamie O'Hara, like,
yeah,
you know, it's sort of like general football fans knew the name, sort of thing. Yeah, it was disappointing.
As a Spurs fan, I quite liked him at Spurs. Yeah, he went to Hull and like Wolves.
I mean, at the end of the day, but where he is now, the sort of all the stuff that come out about him with his ex, and when I don't know if you saw that at Billericay, he tried to punch that 15-year-old fan.
There's been a lot of problems.
At the end of the day, it's probably better that he did move on. We got some good central midfielders, but yeah, something we've touched on briefly. 3 clean sheets in 46 league games. That's not good enough, is it? Really, you're not going to be at the top.
No, you're not going to. You're only going to be competing for relegation if you can't keep clean sheets, can you? Plus, at times they couldn't score the goals either.
Yeah, like, exactly.
It
was sort of,
if you can't score goals, then
it's a situation where you've got to score 2 goals to win a game. At the end of the day.
At least.
Which
they struggled with.
Yeah, I think that's just embarrassing because I know we had the worst, like the second worst offensive. I don't know what it ended up with, but we had the second worst offensive record in League One, in the Football League at one point.
Definitely.
And that sort of comes from never replacing Egan and El Abd, I'd say. I mean, I know El Abd was only on loan for a short period, but his leadership was key, and we went into the season with 3 sort of young centre-backs.
Yeah.
And not really a talker in there. Longest run of games without a clean sheet since 1933. I believe that's 28 games, and that clean sheet came against West Brom under-21s and the Checkatrade Trophy in a 2-0 win. So that just sort of...
That sums it up.
The problem with that was that our coaching staff were defenders. Do you know what I mean? Edinburgh's a left back.
Yeah.
Curse Lake was a right back.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think they'd be more focused on the defence?
Yeah, I mean, when Pennant came in, he was just obviously a centre back. Tried to sort it out, but he went to 5 at the back. Problems that came with that.
But to be fair, I suppose at the start of the season, Nelson did sort of have a bit of a howler, didn't he? He made a lot of mistakes, but I don't think you really blame Nelson. I don't mean to blame Nelson, but I suppose some of the goals...
Well, Nelson came out and said he had his best season, he reckons.
At the start, he definitely made a few...
Yeah, he made a few errors.
He dropped him, didn't he?
Yeah. Like, he did. He dropped him for Jonathan Bond, and he dropped him for Holy as well.
Bond, yeah.
But talking about Nelson, Matt, Jills in the Blood, said in a blog piece he did, Nelson sort of went from heroics, so sort of when we beat Bury away, they must have had about, I don't know, James Vaughan must have had about 20 shots on his own, but when we beat Bury away to like heroics to absolute howlers, and you can't even rely on him, so he couldn't even catch a ball at points, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was Luton at home in the Checkatrade Trophy at the start of the season. He come out shouting keepers and get nowhere near it.
Yeah. I think I remember that game actually.
Yeah. Coming with that is the worst defensive record in League One, which you knew, and 49 goals conceded in 23 away games. So that's over 2 goals a game away from home.
I know.
That's a joke because that means you've got to score 3 goals to win a game.
They won, how many away games they won this season? They won at Shrewsbury and...
4 from 23 games.
They won 4 this season away.
4 away
Shrewsbury,
games.
Walsall...
Southend.
Obviously.
Tottenham, no. I can't really say off the top of my head.
That's 5-0 loss, wasn't it?
Bolton. Oh, wait, that's 4-0.
No, that's 4-0.
No, I can't think off the top of my head. But 16 points overall picked up on the road.
It's not
Is it? Not going to keep you up, is it?
That's probably got to be the less in the league as well.
Maybe.
At least. Like, considering how much Coventry lost the league by, well, like, finished bottom, they were relegated quite early on, and Gills still conceded more goals. Doesn't bode well, does it?
No. So, in that sort of torrid period under Justin Edinburgh, I don't know if you watched it, but on TV, we lost to Brackley Town for the second time.
I think I was busy. I watched second half.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a bit of a bogey team for Gills, isn't it? Brackley Town.
Yeah, I know. Twice. Like, surely, like when they lost,
it's horrible to watch on TV.
I know. When they lost them first, like, who was that player that scored that was quite good? Was it centre midfield when they lost the other year? They lost 1-0. And then, like, I saw it on telly, and, like, I saw the draw, and I thought Brackley again. It was at home. They went 2-0 down, didn't they? Was it 3? They went 2-0 down, didn't they? 2-0 down at half time, and they got back to 2-2 and got a replay. And, like, I thought, surely not again against this team, like, you know. But, like, I don't know.
It's just horrid, isn't it? It's not what you want to be associated with.
Not at all, no.
No.
Like, the style of football was, like, we're just unable to compete with, don't know.
We're gonna carry on with the whole defence thing. We conceded 2+ goals in 22 out of 46 league games, which I think's right because here it says 21 out of 44, but we conceded 3 against Fleetwood, didn't we? So that's 22 out of 46. What do you think of that?
It's not very good, is it?
Just shows the defensive problems, doesn't it?
It's not very good. Like, I think he's got to look at the defenders more than anything.
He's got to bring in at least 2 centre backs, maybe 3.
Yeah, as long as it's not Des Redmond, like, I just don't.
We'll move on to him later, Jack.
Oh yes.
8 goals conceded after the 88th minute. I suppose that's more now, isn't it? Because Fleetwood scored in the last minute, so I suppose that's 9.
I feel like Gills have got their fair share of late goals this season.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the one against Port Vale was a massive one because that was the 95th one, and if they didn't get that, if they didn't equalise, then they'd be well in danger, weren't they, this season? Do you remember that last minute header Parker got in the 95th minute home to Port Vale? Because if they lost that wouldn't have been good.
No, it wouldn't. I've seen everywhere that's now our most important goal of the season.
Yeah, probably.
Now. But I think I know it's swings both ways, but if we didn't concede the goals in the 88th after that sort of period, we'd be 12th in the league. We'd have been 12th. So Pennock did blame it on that, didn't he? Conceding late goals.
Yeah. But obviously you just got to be disciplined at the back, really. Still.
Which we haven't been, to be fair.
No.
Go on to transfers. Signing an ineligible player in Bonzangala. What do you make of that? Because remember we were in school at the time, weren't we? And I was saying to you, we've just signed Bonzangala.
Yeah, and then like turns out it was illegal.
Turns out he can't play.
Yeah, like I know. Again, I don't really feel like the fact that they didn't really sign him, like, again, like, it's completely affected.
Yeah, I don't feel like we missed out on anything.
Yeah, like, where's he got his contract?
He's at Dover now, but I feel like
3 leagues below Gills.
At the end of the day, I would rather have Zesrema than Ngala, but if you're I see you giving that face, but if you're looking at like, he's come from non-league, he's still in non-league.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it does show. Like,
yeah, I think it's more a situation that it was embarrassing that we didn't know, but I know a couple of clubs got caught out, but it's not what you want, is it? It's bad publicity for the club. Sending a lone player, Joe Emmanuel Thomas, who was our top scorer at the time, back to his parent club while still paying him, because I don't know if you saw that, but we found out we was paying him till after the playoff final, which is funny.
That's good, isn't it?
Do you think we should have sent him back in terms of what actually happened?
I mean, obviously you can argue that, like, just keeping him as a squad player, like, even if Pennock, obviously Pennock came in, he wasn't interested.
I suppose if
Pennock, he just wanted players that were interested, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
And like, obviously Emmanuel Thomas wasn't, and like, if it's a strong dressing room, then like, you've got to get him out. Like, surely, if you feel like it's affecting you, then you, like, his presence, even just his presence is like affecting like the team, or whatever. Like the what's the words? The like dressing room atmosphere
chemistry sort of thing.
Yeah. like if that's sort of like affecting, and obviously you've got to get him out. But at the same time, like I understand, so like he was top goal scorer, and like obviously there's two sides of it really. Like you either want to keep him there because you either want the goals and the rare performance that he puts in, or you want the good morale, and obviously Pennock chose the morale in the end.
But I think it's still bad that we're paying him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not going to be on a like wage, is he?
Yeah, well, that's why I said like even if you just keep him as a squad player, like you're still paying him, might as well just keep him there.
Yeah.
But obviously he wouldn't. Even though he's on loan, like I think it's a bit wrong. Really, it's not even his club. We're paying him. He's not even, we haven't even signed him. It's not even his club, and he comes in here and like, what can he possibly be complaining about?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like I don't get it.
What did you think of?
Club, surely just take the money.
What did you think of loaning out Billy Knott and signing Oliver Muldoon to replace him?
I mean,
I think Billy Knott was loaned out to make money for Ngala to get a defender in. But then obviously that didn't.
A bit tough, wasn't it? I mean, I'd rather obviously if they loans like Hissenthaler out,
yeah,
or if they loans possibly also Davey, but like because I feel like he seemed quite lively. I thought he seemed quite energetic.
I like Billy Knott. I'd love him to be here next year.
I thought that, but I mean like he's gone to Lincoln and like they're 2 leagues below Gills and and he's not even getting in their team, is he?
Yeah, but I suppose you sort of look at that as in. Like they've got a winning squad. Why do you want to change it? I mean,
possibly,
he said that he knows both the Cowleys. He's gonna. He wanted to play and like he trusts them more than he trusts Pennock, no doubt. Yeah. And like he just wanted to play games. I know it didn't work out for as much as he wanted to, but he's gonna come back and fight for it. There's no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What do you think about his replacement, Ollie Muldoon?
What's there to say? Like,
did he play left wing back?
Yeah, he did terrible there. He played centre midfield to be fair one game. He was awful.
I mean, he played right back in that friendly game, didn't he? And he scored a good goal.
Because we had him last year, didn't we?
I don't think it was last year, but
or year before.
Yeah, on loan from Charlton.
Like, did he come on a few times and like, I don't know, just not very good really, is it? It's just not good. Like, he must have been cheap. Like,
he's out of contract at the end of the season.
Have we signed him?
Yeah, we signed him permanently, but he's out of contract in the season.
Seriously, like, who are these scouts that are going out and seeing these players?
But, carrying on. So this is a big thing. Employing a non-league manager. So we employed Adrian Pennock. Better options are out there. Steve Cotterill, Kenny Jackett.
Definitely, yeah.
Scally had heart surgery. Just wanted to see out the end of the season.
I thought he was going to keep Edinburgh to end the season.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
I don't think we were going down under Edinburgh, were we?
No, we weren't. But, I mean, we weren't. Like, but again, it's like you ever get a fan who wants the results like every now and then.
Yeah, but come on, you go for the better manager at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I know Edinburgh was sort of losing it a bit, but we weren't going down. He's out of contract in the season.
The style of football was terrible. It was.
Yeah, but was it worse under Pennock?
I mean, Scully didn't know that, did he? And like, obviously, if he has a majority of fans calling Edinburgh out, he doesn't know that like playing under Pennock's gonna be worse.
Yeah. So why? If Pennock's never managed higher than the Conference or the National League, whatever you want to call it, why are you then going for a lower class manager when, Edinburgh's been in League One, he's been in around League Two, and then you're going for a manager that's never managed higher than Forest Green?
Yeah, I mean,
surely you've got to go for someone with a better record,
or just keep him, or just keep Edinburgh. Like, I mean, it
was going hostile, but you've got to get the appointment right.
I mean,
if you're sack
obviously
him.
At the time I was a bit like, I want Edinburgh out because I thought the side was really bad, and I thought like as a neutral fan last summer, like you see the signings Gills making, you think, they'll be up there. They kept Bradley Dack, like just the players that they signed basically from like higher leagues, higher players. Like I just thought like, and I think most people would think they'd doing better than what they are, and Scally probably saw that, but he thought, I'll give him trusted Edinburgh with a lot of money here on like wages on players.
Because he said to Pennock when Pennock came in, there's no money here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, and then and so like I feel like obviously Edinburgh, like the squad that he had, like probably didn't quite finish, wasn't quite as good as he thought it would be, and I think like Scally just sort of thought, like I've just got to try and get a new face in. And obviously, so like at the time, I was a bit like, I'm quite glad to see Edinburgh go. But like obviously, towards the end of the season, I was sort of a bit like, Edinburgh would have kept us up probably.
Do you not blame Scally at all for the appointment? So I know he just had heart surgery, but do you not blame him for not getting someone else to go and get a better manager than there was? Because obviously Jackett's there now. Well, not there now, but rumoured to he's there in the rumours, if that makes sense. And also, you got the likes of Chris Powell being linked, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
I mean, I definitely agree that like if Scally was to get rid of Edinburgh, he had to be more ambitious than like a non-league manager like Adrian Pennock.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he had to, set his sights a bit higher because. But then again, like, can you argue that Scally just wanted to give him a chance, or was it because he knew Pennock and knew
he said he just trusted him and he wanted to see it to the end of the season? But
I think like Scally like probably appointed Pennock and probably thought, oh, there's no way that he'll like indulge us or like drift us into the relegation battle, and probably thought like we'll just see what happens. We'll just keep us up to the end of the season, and obviously like we've got a bit more threatening position. But then I suppose like Edinburgh, like I suppose you could say that like he would have kept us up, but like but he has like all in all he's obviously like not as bad as Pennock has in Gills, but he has sort of drifted Northampton closer to relegation zone because I think I saw something like
they didn't have any wins in 8.
Yeah, they were 8 points off relegation, and they came. And Edinburgh came in, and now they finished 4 points off relegation. So it does sort of show that like he has sort of gone and done a worse job. So maybe possibly getting rid of him like now, and then like giving like a new manager to possibly see the team before the start of the next season, before the summer, and see what he needs to do. And possibly that's maybe what he was going for. But I was surprised. I thought he would keep Edinburgh to the end of the season, basically because of his heart surgery, and because they looked in a stable position.
I'm going to hit you with a fact, and then I'm going to hit you with a statement, and then just tell me what you think of it.
Go on.
So Adi Pennock has the worst ever win percentage of any Gills manager ever, under 20%, I believe. And what do you make of him playing players out of position every single week? So obviously Paul Konchesky went no left back in the club, fit left back in the club.
I think like
senior left back. Aaron Simpson, shout out. Carry on.
To be fair, at the start of when he took over, I sort of thought like he was giving people go in different positions. Like I thought credit to him, like he's brave to give it a go. He wants to like change it around a bit, but obviously it didn't quite work out. So obviously that wasn't the best thing. And like he persisted to like do this, and he persisted to like play players out of position.
I've got two people that are playing out of position constantly that I want to pick up on. Lee Martin playing left wing back.
Criminal.
He's a right-footed player, and the difference of him in the Fleetwood game when he played attacking midfield compared to him playing at left wing back.
And like he didn't even see it, did he? Because he stuck him back at left wing back when he went.
Yeah, he stuck him back at left wing back.
He didn't even see it. Like I'd love to like be like above like where they sit and like hear what he's saying and hear what he's actually thinking. Why like his team every week.
He just didn't want to defend, did he? I say it every week. I mean, against Charlton, he got cheered when he went off because.
I feel sorry for him, to be honest, because like,
he's a good player.
Yeah, definitely, and like he's come and got injured, and like left wing back, like
he's not even left-footed.
I know,
it was a joke.
It's shocking. Like.
What about? I also want to mention Harry Cornick, because I know you're not the biggest fan of him, but he came in the club. He played in the number 10 role. He played up front. He played left wing back. He played right wing back. Do you know what position he is? He's a right midfielder.
Yeah.
Didn't play there the whole time.
I know. No, it's not.
It's just not what you want.
No.
It's leaving you speechless, mate.
No, I literally am. I'd like.
Talking of Harry Cornick, we'll move on from that. Talking of Harry Cornick, we signed. I know this was under Edinburgh, but we signed Bailey Cargill. Couldn't play him for a while, and then we signed, of course, Joe Quigley and Harry Cornick. I mean, they couldn't both play for a while as well. What did you make of signing the players that weren't actually available for selection? Because the way I saw it, we waited ages for Quigley.
Yeah,
we had him at the start of the season.
Cargill, wasn't it?
Cargill was alright.
Remember, because we had a joke about when he's going to turn up, because he never turned up, did he?
Yeah.
It was like he was walking for Bournemouth, literally.
Yeah, but the two lads in January, Cornick and Quigley, they couldn't play for ages, especially Cornick, and you sort of wanted players to be there and now, because Pennock came in and he brought in Quigley, Cornick, and then Parker and Holy, and then Holly weren't playing, Parker wasn't getting a look in, and Cornick and Quigley were injured.
Yeah.
So,
like, I know.
It just seemed weird to some players that couldn't play. Like, surely you've got to find some people that can play that are available for loan.
Yeah, like, and obviously, like, you're paying them, even if it's not the whole of their wages. But I like to think they pay a bit of their wages. Like with Emmanuel Thomas, they paid like a lot, and obviously you want to get a player in because you want it, really. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you want him because you want him to play. Like, you don't want him to like sit on your injury list.
Yeah. Here's three more stats for you. 1 win against bottom half opposition under Pennock, so 2-1 win against Bury. We lost 4 consecutive league games for the first time since February 2012, and our longest consecutive winning run. Guess what it is?
2 games.
2 games.
Oh, it's bad record, isn't it, this season?
Yeah.
I think the main thing is we stayed up, and I think just
got to learn.
Wipe the season away, literally. Like, wipe it from memories. Like, it wasn't a very good one.
I think it was weird to when they held the Player of the Year awards half an hour before the most important game of the season against Fleetwood. You know, when they were announcing people over and the players were warming up. The thing that struck out for me was when Lee Martin won his award and he spent about 30 seconds still chasing the ball. He didn't want to go over and get it. Do you know what I mean? The players weren't winning. You're safe and you're holding the Player of the Year awards. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's pathetic.
Yeah, very.
And obviously an embarrassing moment for getting our kit away to MK Dons.
Yeah, no.
Kitman sacked.
Yeah.
Malcolm rehired.
Bit of a joke, really, isn't it? Like, all of this, like.
Did you see the picture of our numbers
shocking.
printed on the training tops?
No.
That was horrendous.
Glad I didn't.
It was horrendous.
It's always a bit of a joke, really, isn't it? It's just. Oh.
And of course, we'll go on to the Rory Donnelly situation. Obviously, he's been suspended. We don't know why. We're not going to mention stuff on Twitter the other day, which obviously went down. But Rory Donnelly suspended. Looks now he's been sacked / released.
Why can't we just have a club that like have players and play football, and just like do all the background stuff and like everything else?
And of course,
goodness sake.
Finally, Paul Scally releasing Premier League plans whilst fighting relegation to League 2. So, do you know about the letter? He released an 8-page letter saying we want to get to the Premier League when we're still battling relegation to League 2. Yeah.
Right.
And that's a bit... How
are we going to get to the Premier League from there, Scally?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean...
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I can think of is like whatever this like... It doesn't hold much of an argument, but like whatever his new stadium is, whatever it is meant to be building, it's been going on for about 10 years or whatever. Like, I suppose it could maybe improve in size and get more fans in, but like... Nah, I don't really.
It's just a bad timing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
just everything just happened at once. Like the club, literally. Like you just list on a bit of a pun there, edit list. You can just like have like a massive list on like all these like things that have happened this season, and like it just it's completely out of the norm, and like it's completely not what what you expect from a football club.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing, really, isn't it? What it is.
So obviously, it's the end of the season. That's going to come with a lot of end of contract players. I'm going to talk about the players that are contract at the club, and you're going to tell me if you want to keep them. Obviously, the squad needs a big clear out. There's no doubt about that. So I'll start off with Ryan Jackson. Now we've had a debate about this before, haven't we? Because I said no because I don't believe he's offered as much as he could have done, but you sort of said that you need to know you're going to get a better right back out there.
I think definitely. Like, obviously, I think anyone can just sit there and say, no, I don't want him. He hasn't been very good. Like, he's not really a League One player. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you get rid of him, like, you've got to know you're going to get a replacement. I feel like you've got to know.
I feel like under the right management, he could be okay, because I had rumours that he sort of went to run with the ball against Bristol Rovers and Pennock said, no, stay back. He's playing right wing back, do you know what I mean? And like under Edinburgh, if he was more free, he was in better form, sort of thing.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Jules released him and then he goes to Northampton under Edinburgh.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. So, Jackson, yes or no for you? New contract?
No.
No? You just completely changed your mind to what you just said.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
How much did you mind?
Because you sort of said that, like, you've got to get... You got to know you get better.
But so obviously, like, I'd say no. Or like then I wouldn't have a fair reflection, would I? Any player sort of thing, would I? Sort of thing. So like, but obviously, are we talking about if we?
So you're basically saying we could do better, basically.
Yeah.
But you got to know you do.
Yeah. So basically, when you ask these, I'm just going to imagine that we've got another player in that could replace.
Yeah. Right. Chris Hurd.
Yeah, he can go.
He can go. I think that's a bit self-explanatory. He never looked fit. Looks a good technical player when he can, but
does look
never looked fit. Didn't play in position.
Like he only plays like one game a month, if that, isn't it?
And he goes off injured anyway. I think the one game we won where he was in the team was when we beat Scunthorpe 3-2, and we were 2-0 down when he was on the pitch.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oshilaja obviously been on loan the last couple of years. He's not our player, but he's out of contract at Cardiff, I believe, and obviously likes here, knows the club. Would you go for him?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah. I
think it depends what happens with Aimer. If Aimer's around next year, obviously Aimer probably will be in next year. He's under contract, but you have both of them here. You don't really want to be starting both of them together, giving a defensive record this year.
But I think even if both of them are still going to be here, I think you still get replacements.
He's versatile, isn't he?
Yeah. He's been the best defender. I think it'd be unfair, like, not to give him a contract. I think he deserves. But it depends really. Like, obviously, without Cardiff going to want to keep him on.
Nah. So next up, Roy Donnelly. I think we've learnt now that he's been released because he said former employers in a tweet. But we don't know what's going on. But in terms of footballing ability, would you have given him a new deal? Because you were a big critic of him last year. I praised him, but now we sort of swap roles.
I mean, it's funny really because only basically from the last few games, like from what I've seen, like obviously at Charlton, I thought Ewan Parker came on, and I thought he did well. But and then like I compare that with what I see like every week in from him, and like he's like, and obviously you can tell that he was like playing for a contract.
Yeah. And
then obviously whatever happened on Twitter, I don't even know. Like obviously it made quite a big deal, and like obviously he hasn't been given a new deal, but you can definitely see he's paying for his contract, and like he wouldn't.
You can't fault his effort. To be fair.
And like, I don't really think he'd put that sort of performance in week in week
just
out.
Just the fact
like,
he sort
of, if he got getting a free contract, I don't think he'd be doing them performances week in week out.
It's the sort of fact that he only got sort of 2 goals in like 40 odd games all season.
Yeah.
It's not what you want.
No.
Next one. This might cause some debate because you're not his biggest fan, but Cody McDonald. I thought you've got to give him a year because he's loved at the club. He's in double figures again this year. I mean, he's maybe not the most prolific, but he always tries. He's the sort of character you want around.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate McDonald. I just feel like
he could do more.
I definitely like. I know like obviously he's a legend and all that, but when he like chases defender down like 20 yards and sprints after him and they clear it rather than just like taking their time on the ball. And like you get all the Cody McDonald chants, and I don't understand him. I don't understand. Like I feel like
it's because of his trying. I suppose.
I feel like he puts a performance in just as good as all the rest of them. And like, why don't they get individual chances as well when they like kick the ball like McDonald does? Like I don't know. Also, I understand that he was a legend, but I don't know. At the end of the day, like he still is. He's putting an effort in. He's still like he is scoring like. Not as frequent as I'd like him to.
But I feel like he's reliable, so next season if we're sort of not misfiring...
Then again, like, you look at like some games... You look at some games like he's chucked away, like I remember going to Charlton and like he dived when like he could have ran through and like probably could have easily worked the keeper
against Northampton. You weren't there, but he slipped. I know it's not his fault, but he had slipped over a couple of times.
And like,
but
I bet if you do look at the chances that he misses, like he does miss one-on-ones and good opportunities.
Yeah, he misses one-on-ones quite a lot. Me and Jim talk about that quite a lot.
Like if he converted these 2 goals up at Charlton, like he hit the side netting, didn't he, from like inside the box? Like if he converted that, like his conversion rate's got to improve. Like, but obviously he's getting on a bit, isn't he?
So what do you reckon in terms of a deal?
I mean, I would.
You would? 1 year, 2 years?
I only give him a year, and see what happens next year. Like,
all right, Emmanuel Sadebe then. I think I'll give my view first. I think you got to let him go because we've got the talent we've got in midfield, and so you got your Morris, you got your Hez and Tyler who can put a performance in. You got your Josh Wright, you got your Billy not coming back. You got your Old Dacre coming through. You got now Ben Chapman coming through as well. I mean, Osadebe is he actually got football ability? I mean, he overcommits all the time. He's got legs and he's an athlete. To quote Josh from the last Sports Blog the other day, he's an athlete, not a footballer. I don't think he's going to be. He seems to have attitude problems.
Do you think they'll let him go then?
Yeah, I think they'll let him go. He's Pennock's frozen him out completely, but I know he had out with fans on social media. He offered a fan out at Charlton. Do you remember at the end?
Yeah.
And
yeah, the preview. If he's Twitter problems, isn't he?
Yeah, it's not the sort of person you want around, really, is it?
No, I mean, do you think if it was like, obviously, like, I just use an example like Jack Hessenthaler, because like he hasn't really had these problems like outside of the football, like Ostaby has, and if he switched them round, and if it was Hessenthaler was out of contract, like, do you think like would you give Hessenthaler a new contract if it was him? Like, bearing in mind, like you've just said about Ostaby and about how like
so if Hessenthaler had problems outside as well.
No, I'm saying if he didn't have problems, but he was one out of contract.
Oh, and yeah, I'd give Hessenthaler any deal. I'll give him another year. Yeah. He's been an ever present, hasn't he? He's got a fit association with the club. You could tell he was the sort of character you wanted in Northampton because he's playing for the shirt. He's got associations with his father. Yeah, I'd have given him any deal. He puts in a performance. Also, they've sort of frozen out really.
Yeah, he is. Like, I feel like when he comes on sometimes he does well. So I feel like he's a centre midfielder there that they haven't really got. Like,
so are you going to say another deal for us?
I know what you mean, because they've got a lot of bigger squad and like better players, and like, but like I'd give him another year myself.
Okay. I'm going to say no. Right, so these last ones going to wrap up quite quickly. Quickly on loan, I think we both agree that's a no.
Yeah, he can go. I think
we've seen your reviews. Very immobile, doesn't win anything in the air.
No, he can go.
Josh Parker.
Yeah, I'd give another year.
Another year. Yeah. Shows his pace, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think if he was like from a high, the only thing I have is he hasn't really played league football before, and he looks alright.
I feel like he's proved it whenever he's played at Gillingham.
Yeah, and like if he came from like a club that like I'd consider 2 years, but like I feel like you know, like obviously he could just be paying for his contract as well. Like I think you've got to give him a year.
Yeah.
To like see how he does.
Elliot List.
To rely on him. Nah, I think Pennock sort of throws him out a bit, doesn't he? As well,
he's been here a couple of years now. He's not broken through.
He played him on the wing, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he did give him a chance, but obviously Pennock hasn't really liked him. And like, you know, we all trust Eddie Pennock, so
I think with List, what's important is you got 2 wingers here next year for sure. You got Wagstaff and Martin, and then
if they stay fit, that'd be good.
And then you're gonna look at another couple in. Like, is List really gonna get that much game time again? Because obviously you've got Bradley Stevenson coming through as well.
And like obviously, like I've seen him come from the bench, and like they bring him on for his pace, but I don't really feel like he's made a difference at all. Sometimes when he comes on, no, I think
let him go then. Yeah. All right, what about Mitchell Dickinson then?
I haven't really seen him, and like it's another centre half.
People have been raving about him, but he's looked okay when I've seen him. But I think against Swindon, who was it? It might have been Swindon away. He played with Zesh Redmond, and apparently Redmond was talking to him, but apparently Dickinson just got battered. It might have been Berry, but Dickinson just got battered the whole game apparently. But I think he might be worth another year. Obviously, Finn O'Mara coming through.
Defensively, I had a problem this season, so like obviously if they don't bring the centre halves they need, and even if they do, like
Dickinson's there, do you know what I mean?
Want to see if he wants to rise to the opportunity really.
And especially if Osh-Large doesn't come back, if Aim is off. But obviously you've got Finn O'Mara, so you're looking at the next youth, and O'Mara's only got a year anyway, so you got to be looking at O'Mara for a year. He's not going to sort of have Dickinson around and then be like, all right, O'Mara, you're off this season. He's not been given a chance, sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Ollie Muldoon, both agree no. Don't really know why he came in, to be honest. We'll leave your mate till last, but Harry Cornick, no. Not really showing what he's worth. I don't. I'll just like to say I don't think he's been paid out of position. I also think it's just been very poor altogether.
I think he is as well.
Henry Newcombe, young keeper. I reckon he can get a new deal. Get sent out on loan. See what he can do.
Yeah, probably.
Because he's not going to get in.
Seen much of him either,
if Nelson's off, then maybe. But if you're looking at you've got Nelson, you've got Holy, you've got Hadler. He's not going to get a look in, is he, Newcombe? No. But it wouldn't surprise me if he was let go. But he's been at the club for a long time. I know that, and I think he's rated quite highly. But obviously, only young still. Keepers have got a lot of time, so I'd give him a new deal personally. But it wouldn't surprise to see him go. Lastly, Zesh Redmond.
Nah, he can go.
Nah.
Yeah, nah.
I feel like
I think there's better.
There's better out there for what he possesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not done anything wrong. He's done his job. Well, you probably had to think he's done something wrong, but he's not done anything too wrong. He's done his job.
No, I don't think he has. But
I think there's better out there for what he does. Do you know what I mean?
With confidence still, like I know, like
He's a talker, obviously.
I mean, in the area, he's the best in the area for his height, for his size. Like sometimes his distribution as well. Like, just I know
what you mean.
I get he's a talker and he's a leader, but at the same time, you've got to, you can't have a voice. You've got to be able to do something.
I feel like he was brought in because
he looks clumsy as well. He doesn't.
He was brought in because he was what was available at the time for what he had. The experience was definitely better out there. So
definitely, yeah.
So to wrap it up, where do we go next season then, in terms of everything?
Where do we go next season?
Where do you start?
Where do I start?
In pre-season.
In pre-season, I think Martin and Wagstaff has got to be essential to keep him fit.
Yep.
I think see what Dak wants to do.
Yeah.
He's out of contract, Steve.
No, he's got another year, but
yeah, like, do you reckon someone will pay money for him, bring him in?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be here, does he, Dak?
Nah, I mean,
he's still walking.
I mean, obviously he might be interested in like Jamie and Thomas was. So, but I think Wagstaff and Martin, like, when fit and available, I think you've got to be playing wingers up next year.
So you're saying you've got to get a left back in, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to get a left back.
What about in terms of the management?
Or Garmson if he's fit.
Yeah, of course.
I don't feel
you've got
like...
to get back up because of Garmson's problems. I think hopefully Aaron break through. Anyway.
Go on, Aaron Simpson.
Yeah, carry on.
Part of me, like, quite honestly, like, people probably hate this, but part of me wants, like, Pennock to, like, do well.
Pennock did come in.
Part of me wants, like, to give him another go and give him a chance with some money and see what he does. But then again, the other part of me, like, sees it. He's playing plays out of position. He's playing formations that aren't going very well. He's still conceding goals. And
sold the left back.
As he was a player. Sorry?
He sold the left back so he couldn't play wingers. Do you know what I mean? He said he came in to play wingers.
Like,
he's had some problems in the press.
And I don't really feel like... I feel like you've got to play wingers. And, like, I don't think...
He said he wanted to.
There, yeah.
But
and I don't think he would.
I think what's vital is... Pennock said he's got a 2-year plan to show Scally, and he came out after the Northampton game and sort of like unleashed everything. That there's players that don't care and all that. So he wants to show Scally. I think he might get the job, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you.
Who's that?
Pennock.
Yeah, I think he will.
But also,
I reckon he will.
Kenny Jackett there Sunday apparently.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That'd be good.
Big name.
Obviously, he got Wolves promoted. He got Millwall promoted, I believe, from League One as well.
And like obviously, like what I was going to add in as well, like there's no player there that's really putting a cross in apart from Martin, from what I've seen. No, like Jackson doesn't put a ball in. Like no one really gets far up the pitch. And like when he was playing against Fleetwood, he was playing like Cam, wasn't
Lee Martin? Are we talking about?
Yeah, Lee Martin.
Yeah, he played sort of behind the strikers.
And like I feel like he drifted and he actually wanted to put the ball in, and like that, and like obviously like majority of teams like prevent corner people allowing crosses to come in because they know how dangerous they sort of are, like if they get them to the right area. And like I feel like Martin was the only one that actually wants to put the ball in, and I think like that's what they needed. And I feel like against Fleetwood, like lost the game, I feel like putting the ball in the box and like what Martin was doing like caused a lot of danger for their defence.
Yeah.
And I think so. Obviously, I think he's got, and like obviously the game against Charlton when at home, like I thought the only game where they deserved to win at the start of the season, which I thought like Emmanuel Thomas Newble, whatever his name is. I like to call him Newble because my little French accent. And so like I feel like they played wingers, and then like I think that was the only game like they deserved to win because of that, and because like they were playing wide. They were actually like playing like like they were playing. Like,
if you've got more natural wingers, then you can.
And like, I think improve. I think it's got a width, and like obviously Martin and Wagstaff are natural wingers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, Wagstaff, is he left-footed?
No, he's right-footed.
Oh, right, but obviously then Martin's right-footed as well, so obviously I don't know which one he plays.
I think Martin's more known for playing on the left, and Wagstaff's more for playing on the right anyway.
Okay, yeah.
But
and no, I was just gonna say like 4-4-2 next season. I think it's gonna be.
Yeah. What about other names, sort of Chris Powell, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank?
Yeah, like obviously it's difficult like to see like just hear a name and be like them, because you don't like few people like openly I'll admit that I don't really know like their style of football, like what they'll play. Like I literally like it's difficult. Like I can say like Chris Powell or Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and if like they want to play like Pennock's been playing with like his 5 at the back, then like obviously like I'd be like nah.
I think you just got to look at their record in League One. Yeah. So Chris Powell got Charlton promoted with 101 points, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank got Burton promoted first season.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time anyway, because obviously Nigel Croft.
Yeah, like obviously in big names that have been in the league and like have performed well at their clubs. Like I think they've got to be on the priority list.
Yeah. What about the captain situation? Obviously, Josh Wright was captain at the start of the season. Max Eamer took over. Not really been known as a talker, so
you got to get back to Josh Wright, yeah.
Do you think? Yeah. I think it affected both their form. So Josh Wright, obviously, he took off when Pennant came in terms of form. I know that's a different role as well, but his form sort of dropped from last season. Max Eamer's form dropped.
About McDonald as well getting captain, but it depends. Like, if he's going to be playing every week next week, isn't it? Like, you can't give a captain to someone who don't know is going to play every week. Like Josh Wright, I think
you got to give it back to Josh Wright.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he said he was he said he was the club captain, but not on the pitch because Pennant wanted a centre back. But I think I've seen Matt's interview with Max Eamer, and he even said that Josh Wright's the biggest leader in the dressing room, sort of thing. I don't know if those are the exact words, but that sort of thing.
I can imagine he is, like, at the end of the season, like when they're walking around clapping the fans, like,
yeah, Josh Wright was at the front.
Even when, like, even after games, he normally leads it, and he looks more of a leader.
Where do you stand on Josh Wright? Because I know you weren't a big fan of his last year.
I know. I wouldn't say I wasn't a big fan, but I wasn't a big fan, no. But I wouldn't say like I disliked him. I mean, like, I guess like I do feel like
his defending was questionable.
Yeah, because like he played holding midfield, and like I thought it was good on the ball, and like he hasn't really played holding midfield as much as he this season, sort of thing. Like on his own, like sort of thing.
It was at the start.
Yeah,
and like he came forward.
And like he's gotten the ball more, and like he hasn't had to like defend as much. Because obviously he doesn't win a lot in the air, and he isn't the strongest of players. And like defensively he is questionable. But this season, yeah, I think he has done well this season because he's had to ball a lot more, and he's been able to look up, and he's had to worry about defending as much.
Yeah.
So obviously I do, like I'd never really disliked him. I just like he was in his wrong position.
So you think he's okay now further forward? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's got somewhere next to him, like 4-4-2, somewhere next to him, would be good.
So I think we're gonna wrap up there then. That was good talk about Gillingham. To be fair, we wanted to get us out for a while. A good assessment of the season. Well, I'm not saying it's good, but give our assessment of the season. Hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below. Follow everything on Twitter. Please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. Up Gills.
Up Gills.